Hello, sports fans. Welcome to the OU Softball Show brought to you by the Oklahoma Sports Report. I'm Heath, with me, Mark Rodgers, and we're at a new location, a brand new location that is a fun, as you can see behind us, Prohibition Lounge on Main Street in Norman. It is a great place. Mark, one of your favorite new places, one of my favorite new places. J.R. Hurley and his group have put this together. What a nice place. Besides great craft cocktails and beer, they've got great pizzas, desserts, appetizers. They do a lot right here at the Prohibition Lounge.
Everything here is good, from the craft cocktails like you mentioned. They're really unique. They've got really innovative stuff, and the food is all good, so I highly recommend it.
And they always have OU softball on. If it's on TV, it's on. And if OU's not on, they have another softball show on, or any sporting event, as you can see around. So you got to come to Prohibition Lounge on Main Street in Norman and enjoy all that wonderful food, craft cocktails, beer, and appetizers, as well as desserts. Speaking of OU softball, the ladies went down to Texas Tech, swept Tech in very weather-like Lubbock weather.
Yeah, it wasn't great conditions down there. It was really cold, really windy, but good wins for Oklahoma. And, they're kind of taking care of business since that one loss. And so it looks like, it's hard to explain why did they lose to Louisiana in that game, as good as they are and have been playing since then. But it happened, and I continue to think that they're going to cruise the rest of the Big 12 until that big series coming up in Austin.
You bet, and that's a couple weeks away. But they no hangover from the 71 game winning streak loss. They go to Texas Tech sweep. They've won some other games. They have Baylor coming in next week. But in the meantime, they've had a couple players named the National and Big 12 Players of the Week. Now, Kelly Maxwell, the new pitcher that comes in, is named the National Pitcher of the Week. Had an outstanding weekend. And then Tiara Jennings was the Big 12 Player of the Week with her outstanding play in the field and leading the Sooners in hitting.
Well, Tiara Jennings is so good. And then it's good to see Kelly Maxwell getting settled in a little bit. It's a tough transition probably to make from Oklahoma State to Oklahoma, and she's competing with others on the pitching staff right here. So Oklahoma's got good players left over. So she's gotten better, and I think we'll continue to get better.
We'll talk a little bit more about OU softball when we get back at the Prohibition Lounge here on Main Street in Norman. Come see Paul at the Mattress Place. He is Sooner born and wants to take care of his fellow Oklahomans. The Mattress Place has a nice queen pillow top mattress starting as low as $2.99 and kings for only $3.99. They carry Tempur-Pedic, Sealy, and much more. The Mattress Place has a large selection and fast delivery. Located between Penn and Western on Southwest 59th Street. Buy your groceries in your neighborhood, but buy your mattresses at the Mattress Place.
Oh man, dude, I really wish I could make that. It's National No Pants Day, and that'd be kind of inappropriate.
We actually just had gas station sushi, and you just don't want to chance that.
We're gonna be running tornado drills all day.
I have tickets to see Kenny Rodgers. He's what?
Tornado drill.
Your friends are tired of coming up with excuses. Two Fellas Moving Company, saving friendships since 1996.
Wander Folk Spirits distilled out of Guthrie, Oklahoma. Great line of spirits. They have Wander Folk Gin, Wander Folk Vodka, and Old Moses Bourbon. All of these are quality products, and they're distilled right here in Oklahoma. So support Oklahoma business. Ask your favorite restaurant or bar to carry Wander Folk Spirits. Hi, friends. Did you know that over 80 million men and women suffer from hair loss? Well, now there's help. Dr. Victoria Johnson and her staff at Laser Light Skin Clinic are introducing a revolutionary laser hair loss treatment called Alma TED. Alma TED uses a proprietary laser that will help stop hair loss and promote growth. For more information, give Dr. Victoria Johnson and her staff at Laser Light a call and stop hair loss today.
You are the most beautiful creation under the sun. Daily Informations. You are going to make Table 14 so happy. And you are being taken away. All right. At Neighborhood Jam, you deserve breakfast as beautiful as you. So start the day right with scratch-made favorites, morning or midday, every day. Treat yourself to neighborhood jam. You're gonna taste just as good tomorrow.
Oh man, dude, I really wish I could make that. It's National No Pants Day, and that'd be kind of inappropriate.
We actually just had gas station sushi, and you just don't want to chance that.
We're gonna be running tornado drills all day.
I have tickets to see Kenny Rodgers. He's what?
Tornado drill.
Your friends are tired of coming up with excuses. Two Fellas Moving Company, saving friendships since 1996.
Wander Folk Spirits distilled out of Guthrie, Oklahoma. Great line of spirits. They have Wander Folk Gin, Wander Folk Vodka, and Old Moses Bourbon. All of these are quality products, and they're distilled right here in Oklahoma. So support Oklahoma business. Ask your favorite restaurant or bar to carry Wander Folk Spirits. And welcome back. OU Softball Show brought to you by the Oklahoma Sports Report. Mark Rodgers, Rick Heath from Prohibition Lounge. I just wanted to mention Kelly Maxwell was the National Player Pitcher of the Week and also the Big 12 pitcher. She struck out 11 batters against Texas Tech. That's quite a deal. And then Tiara Jennings, Big 12. Tiara Jennings leads the Big 12 in RBIs, extra base hits. She went 7 for 13 against Texas Tech. Got on base, had 5 times in a row. I mean, just an unbelievable player. Gosh, and she's having an excellent senior season.
Yeah, Kelly Maxwell pitched a no-hitter in that run at Love's Field, so they're both doing really, really well. And then Oklahoma's got enough hitters that they continue just up and down the lineup to really pound the ball.
Alyssa Brito, as bad as the wind was blowing in, it blew a lot of fly balls in on the warning track. Well, Alyssa Brito says, not me, and she takes them 2 yards on Sunday. You know, so, I mean, even if it is blowing in, they still have the kind of power that they can use to go out, even in a tough wind condition.
Yeah, that park's built a little differently than L. Mitchell. They played there last Tuesday. Oklahoma played Oklahoma State when the wind's blowing out at 35 miles an hour, and so it's tough on the right-handed hitters, especially the left-handed pull hitters, to try to hit one out into that north wind.
You bet.
Right.
But anyway, OU softball doing great as always, and I'm looking forward to the Baylor series, and then after that they go to Kansas and then at Texas. But you know, the Baylor series, the first Friday night game is at Hall of Fame Stadium in Oklahoma City.
Well, it's a good way to get more people in the park. It's a bigger stadium, and so it's hard to get softball tickets, especially with the opening of the new place. So I think that's good that they go up there and play at Hall of Fame Stadium.
Even though they have a brand new Love's Field, you still can't get tickets. I mean, there is a waiting list for tickets, and now they're selling standing room only at Love's Field, and so what that does, I found out, it gets you a chance to stand on the outfield side 5 deep and look over somebody's shoulder, but it's still in, so good for the OU fans.
No, that's a smart thing to do. I mean, not everybody's going to go sit in the seat that they purchased. There'll be things that come up where they can't go to the game, so those standing room tickets aren't a bad deal, and you should be able to get in there and hopefully get a seat.
You get in, you get to experience the excitement, all the things that are happening around there. They got great concessions now in the new Love's Field, and so it's a lot of fun, you know. And you know, I noticed that, you know, when Jada Coleman was batting ninth, I was scratching my head, going, okay, so what's Patty doing here? Is she sending a signal, or is she experimenting, or what? Because that, you know, I've batted ninth before a lot of times, and the coach tries to sell it by going, oh, you're my second leadoff guy.
Right.
Well, yeah, you can't send somebody like Jada Coleman second leadoff. I mean, she's hitting home runs and bombs all over the place, but she's now back in her traditional leadoff spot. They got Riley Boone hitting over 500. Alyssa Brito's hitting at 458. I mean, you're right, up and down that lineup. It is just, you know, the proverbial loaded lineup, and they got Nicole May and Kelly Maxwell 1 and 1A as starting pitchers.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, just to get any of that spot in that lineup, ahead of somebody that's really competitive that's trying to get into it. So, yeah,
it's amazing.
They hit up and down the
It
line.
is amazing, and like I said, the Baylor Series starts Friday night at Hall of Fame Stadium. Come back Saturday at Love Field and Sunday at Love Field. So if you can, make sure you make it to Love's Field for OU softball this weekend. We are at the Prohibition Lounge where, hey, not only do they have great food, the appetizers, pizzas, desserts, they have craft cocktails, they have seasonal decor, they change the decor on a regular basis. It's a cozy atmosphere, as you can tell, a lot of fun here. They also host private events, and then they go out and they do catering. They have DJ services and a mobile bar. So if you're looking for going out, having fun with your family, your friends, whatever, you can call down here at Prohibition Lounge, and they will take care of you with DJ service, traveling bar, and wonderful food. We'll be right back with more after this. Come see Paul at the Mattress Place. He is Sooner born and wants to take care of his fellow Oklahomans. The Mattress Place has a nice queen pillow top mattress starting as low as $2.99 and kings for only $3.99. They carry Tempur-Pedic, Sealy, and much more. The Mattress Place has a large selection and fast delivery. Located between Penn and Western on Southwest 59th Street. Buy your groceries in your neighborhood, but buy your mattresses at the Mattress Place.
You are the most beautiful creation under the sun. Daily Informations. You are going to make Table 14 so happy. And you are being taken away. All right. At Neighborhood Jam, you deserve breakfast as beautiful as you. So start the day right with scratch-made favorites, morning or midday, every day. Treat yourself to Neighborhood Jam. You're gonna taste just as good tomorrow.
Oh man, dude, I really wish I could make that. It's National No Pants Day, and that'd be kind of inappropriate.
We actually just had gas station sushi, and you just don't want to chance that.
We're gonna be running tornado drills all day.
I have tickets to see Kenny Rodgers. He's what?
Tornado drill.
Your friends are tired of coming up with excuses. Two Fellas Moving Company, saving friendships since 1996.
Wonderfolk Spirits distilled out of Guthrie, Oklahoma. Great line of spirits. They have Wonderfolk Gin, Wonderfolk Vodka, and Old Moses Bourbon. All of these are quality products, and they're distilled right here in Oklahoma. So support Oklahoma business. Ask your favorite restaurant or bar to carry Wonderfolk Spirits. Come see Paul at the Mattress Place. He is Sooner born and wants to take care of his fellow Oklahomans. The Mattress Place has a nice queen pillow top mattress starting as low as $2.99 and kings for only $3.99. They carry Tempur-Pedic, Sealy, and much more. The Mattress Place has a large selection and fast delivery. Located between Penn and Western on Southwest 59th Street. Buy your groceries in your neighborhood, but buy your mattresses at the Mattress Place. Hi friends, did you know that over 80 million men and women suffer from hair loss? Well, now there's help. Dr. Victoria Johnson and her staff at Laser Light Skin Clinic are introducing a revolutionary laser hair loss treatment called Alma TED. Alma TED uses a proprietary laser that will help stop hair loss and promote growth. For more information, give Dr. Victoria Johnson and her staff at Laser Light a call and stop hair loss today. And welcome back, Prohibition Lounge. And we were talking about wonderful food, and here it is. They have Italian queso with bread. It's beautiful. This is margarita pizza, an absolute stunning piece, and barbecue chicken pizza. So I'm just wondering what they're going to bring Mark, because all of this is for me. So
This really cheesy dish. This is really, really good. The pizzas are both incredible.
Look
Doesn't
at
matter
them,
really what you like.
Big crust. I love crust. This is going to be great. Hey, we're at Prohibition Lounge on Main Street, and you too can get this type of food. Come in and enjoy. Hey, you can watch OU softball or any other softball game that's on. Your favorite sporting event, craft cocktails, beer specials every time, and a great cozy atmosphere at the Prohibition Lounge. Mark, let's come talk about the Oklahoma City Thunder in these final two segments. The Thunder currently look like they're going to finish no further down than third with less than 20 games to go. Your thoughts on how this season is progressing for the Thunder?
Well, they're playing great. I mean, they continue to do all the things well that they need to. I think since the All-Star break, the bench has been down a little bit, and that can get better. They're trying to integrate a new player into the lineup in Gordon Hayward, and so we'll see how it goes.
How do you think that's going? I mean,
well, it's not going. I mean, it's not going great. I'm just saying is that Gordon Hayward hasn't played real well, but he's coming off an injury. He's 35 years old. He's going to provide some wisdom and I think some leadership to the team as it goes forward. So they're trying to get him into playing basketball again. So I think really doesn't matter how it goes until the second week of April when they get to the playoffs.
And I look at that, Mark, and I go, okay, I like Gordon Hayward's game. He's cerebral. He knows how to play the game. He plays it right. He makes the right pass. He makes it. He does the little things that don't show up, which is, you can say that a lot. But he's still got to make a couple of buckets. And I think so far he's been a little hesitant on shooting. Not wanting to take away from what else is happening with the Thunder.
Well, in the big picture of things, Oklahoma City they got 3 stars. And so as long as SGA and Chet and J-Dub are in the lineup, things are going to go really well. Oklahoma City's lost 1 game, maybe in the last 2 weeks that they shouldn't have lost, and J-Dub didn't play in that game. So I think it's different if he plays against the Pacers. They probably win that one and have an even bigger lead in the West right now. So I think really we get too upset day to day about what Josh Giddey does, too upset about how Gordon Hayward plays. And even if you add into this mix Lou Dort, if Lou Dort shoots well, then Oklahoma City's going to go in the playoffs. They're going to advance.
Speaking of Lou Dort is leading the NBA in three-point percentage in his bracket. I mean, from a guy that you were hoping he didn't take a three.
What's his bracket? Left-handed, not so good three-point shooter?
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Well, of the time spent and the shots he's taken.
Yeah, okay.
Because he's not a volume shooter.
He's a huge key. If he can shoot well, I mean, he's had stretches in this month or in this year where he shot 30% in a month, and he's had stretches where he shot 45% in a month, and overall it's pretty good. But if he shoots well in the playoffs, Oklahoma City is going to beat people because I think that the production is going to be there from the other 3 players. So the bench has got to be better. Isaiah Joe, I think, is the most important bench piece because he can come in and shoot. Other than that, I think they're going to get pretty solid play. So I'm not too caught up in the deficiency of Giddey or the deficiency in Hayward right now.
Well, and Giddey's been playing well. In the last 7 games, I mean, he's shooting 60-something%.
He's got to make those shots because he's going to give up some points defensively, but he is one of the team's best rebounders. I think
second best rebounder.
People overlook that.
Yeah, he's also the 3rd best assist man, and that's playing him in an area that he's not really cut out to play. I mean, he's not a wing catch and shoot 3. And they've learned that, and kudos to Mark for looking at it and going, okay, how can we get Giddey more involved? So when he's wide open and they're daring him to shoot the 3, he sometimes takes it and sometimes he attacks the basket, which is what he needs.
Well, and you mentioned his assists. He's not going to hurt you by trying to take over the game. He's still good enough as a passer to be able to find people to get the ball to. So I like his game more than most people do. If he can't guard people in the playoffs or the paint's getting too packed because they're sagging off of him and he can't make shots and he's coming out.
Well, and I have no problem with that. Right. And I've been very vocal about that. I like Giddey's game, but when he's not on, he needs to be on the bench. And I have no problem with Aaron Wiggins finishing games because Aaron Wiggins has got a better all-around game than Giddey on most of the time. But anyway, it's going to be interesting to see how they do, especially going to the East this upcoming week. Hey, we're at Prohibition Lounge, where you too can get wonderful food like this: margarita pizza, barbecue chicken pizza, and Italian queso with bread. It's all delicious looking. We'll be right back with more after this. And welcome back. Mark Rodgers, Rick Heath from Prohibition Lounge on Main Street in Norman. Again, I can't mention enough how good this food looks. Margarita pizza, barbecue chicken pizza, and Italian queso. All wonderful. They also have appetizers, they have desserts, they have craft cocktails. They also have private events. They can rent this for private events. They offer catering, DJ services, and a mobile bar. So whether you want to come in or you want Prohibition Lounge to come to you, they can take care of that and bring this wonderful type food and bar services to you.
Let the crowd speak for itself in here. I mean, everybody's having a good time, and every time I've been in here, it's when the doors open, it's been crowded, and I really do. JR's done a great job with this, so I can't recommend it enough.
And it's so much fun to be here. I mean, people are enjoying themselves. The staff enjoys themselves. They enjoy turning in great food, and that's all a positive for you, the customer. You got to come in and be a part of Prohibition Lounge. Let's talk real quickly about the East Coast trip coming up for the Thunder. There's 2 of them, okay? And these, to me, determine whether they're first, second, or third in the Western Conference. Currently, they're first, but they're only a game and a half ahead of Denver, and I think 2 games ahead of Minnesota. So those are the teams that they need to stay ahead so that they get a favorable matchup going forward. But they go first East Coast, they go at Toronto, at Milwaukee, and then they come back and go to the Pels. Your thoughts on that swing?
Well, that's tough. I think they should win in Toronto. Giannis is playing some nights and not other nights. They just got Chris Middleton back in Milwaukee, so that team's going to be tough to beat. So, I mean, on that trip, you go to Toronto, Milwaukee, and New Orleans, and you win 1. I think that's probably about where it's going to be. I mean, you probably will be underdog in 2 of those 3 games. So you win 2.
Especially in Milwaukee and New Orleans. I mean, the Pelicans are playing great right now. Zion Williamson is starting to get his game and at another level. When he's at that next level, he's awful tough to guard. I mean, he's unguardable in some instances.
Yeah. Well, again, there are different interesting matchups for Oklahoma City. Giannis is a tough matchup for anyone with his athletic ability and his size. And then Zion is very physical, and so that's a tough matchup for Chet. So both those teams are good teams. I think the Pels are kind of establishing themselves as a team they may make a move on the Clippers with the Clippers injury situation the way that it is right now, but I think the Pels are going to be in pretty good shape to be the 5th team in the West.
Well, then they come back and they have 2 games at home. Then they go to New York and play the Knicks, with one of the hottest teams in the East. At Boston, who's so good, they've already clinched the East. And then at Indy, who beat them a week or so ago at home.
Well, they also play Charlotte. That's a game that they should win on that trip. I would think they play Philadelphia.
Well, I didn't mention Charlotte because I already considered that one a win.
I think both. Well, the Charlotte game I think is a win. The Philly game could go either way. I don't think the Sixers will have Embiid back, but it'll still be a game that it's tough to play.
Yeah.
You look for them potentially to try to beat the Knicks, who are playing some really good defense right now. And then I think that the Pacers game, since they lost at home, Thunder had a long winning streak at the time, 9 in a row at home when they lost that. I think they'll play with a little extra motivation that night, and hopefully would have J-Dub back in the lineup for that game.
And we'll see a lot about how they play on the road, because that's what they're going to have to do when they get to playoffs. Speaking of playoffs, 1, 2, or 3. Let's say they end up first or second. Who, as an observer, who would you not want to play if you are the Thunder?
The Lakers. Don't want to play the Lakers. I think if you're anyone, you don't want to play the Lakers in a playoff series, because the weakness for the Lakers is their age, and I think it's their focus. And so if the Lakers get into a position where they can rest and they can focus, LeBron and Anthony Davis are tough to handle for anyone. Now, if Oklahoma City's in the 1 or 2 spot, the Lakers have got to do some incredible work. I don't think they're going to be able to get into the spot in the 7th seed because of where they finish. If you're the 10 spot, you can't get to the 7th. So I think that the Thunder are going to be in good shape there. Anybody else, going to be hard, but I don't think that it's one that is that much more difficult than the others. Golden State's got the playoff experience. Phoenix and Dallas have elite scoring capabilities, which Oklahoma City struggled with against Dallas earlier this season, but they also don't guard very well, and so I think the Thunder can score in those series. But you're going to play both of those series, and whoever you play, you're going to play at home, and you like your chances.
Well, and you look at it, and to me, I think the Thunder have proven themselves that no matter who they play, they have a chance in a 7-game series. The one thing that gives them that chance is their youth, because the way they play, they get out, they push the ball, they press the other team into playing at a faster pace than they're comfortable. And over 7 games, even the Lakers are going to start getting a little bit of tired legs especially with the older players, LeBron and stuff.
I think the youth is not necessarily the advantage in the playoffs because it will slow down. There will be, I think, a little bit tighter officiating, which we've already started to see right now. I mean, officiating is calling less and less. There's less teams going to the free throw line than there were earlier in the season. So Oklahoma City is going to have to find a way to create that pace, I think, in the playoffs, and more so than they've done in the regular season.
You know, the Nuggets and Lakers, you don't want to see them until, especially the Lakers in the first round.
Yeah.
And you don't want to see the Nuggets until the finals. Yeah. And, but the rest of them, I mean, Clips, Warriors, Suns, Mavs, I have no problem playing those if I'm a Thunder guy because I think the Thunder are better than them. Hey, that's going to do it for this week's show from the Prohibition Lounge here on Main Street. Come down and you can have these wonderful pizzas and Italian queso and have fun just like the people behind it. For Mark Rodgers, I'm Rick Heath. We'll see you next time in the Oklahoma Sports Report.